Good afternoon, I should say, everybody. Scott Oshman, John McClain, Todd Elvig, Ron Henthorn, the Wedge, Leslie McClain, live from Edmonds District Stadium. The STSPN football crew is on the road once again. It's been a 1 or 2 year hiatus, and we're here to see the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the Meadowdale Mavericks.
I love the road show.
I love the road. Remember, we used to take this baby on the road.
Roll out the Winnebago.
That's right.
Shoot across the state.
That's right.
Show up to these little high schools.
Put on the training wheels.
Yeah.
Just kind of roll in. People are like, who are you?
And the system would work or it wouldn't work.
I know. It was an adventure every single time.
Never knew who was going to show up either.
And there's a senior bunt, I should say, Mr. Bunt coming in to say hello. Hopefully we'll see Colton. I got a new
Mr. Bunt.
just a Mr. Bunt, not senior Bunt, but I got a new nickname I'm going to try out. I just want to let you know for Colton.
See how it feels.
See how it feels. I'm going to just kind of, I've been thinking about it. I'm going to see how it works. Tim Boyle, if you're wondering where in the world is the break it down expert football analyst Tim Boyle.
I know after the people hear me talking for a little while, they're going to be wondering where he's at.
Well, he, ladies and gentlemen, because it's a noon start, or I'm sorry, it's 5 o'clock. We all have real jobs. He could not be here. He couldn't shake his responsibilities. John, what are you thinking about that?
I'm still stuck on the statement he has a real job.
I know. Well, real job. Although I heard well, we won't go there. Maybe we'll talk about
that plane flew today.
Did it?
Yes.
I heard there's some budget issues with that plane.
But don't worry about that.
Well, that's what I am worried about. And let's go out to Ron Henthorn, the Wedge for the coin toss here.
All right, Ron Henthorn down in the field getting ready for the coin toss with head referee Andy Miller.
Captain, two things from you out on the field. The first is sportsmanship, of course. If you see a player getting out of control, you guys take care of it. That means we don't have to throw any flags on it, all right? It will be penalties. If we need a choice from you guys, I'll ask for a blue or white captain. One of you step up. I'll give you all of your options. Look to your coach if you need. But once you say what penalty enforcement we're going with, that's what we're going to go with. All right, guys? Any questions? All right. My coin here has a T and an H. Heads and tails, of course. Glacier Peak, you're the visiting team. What are you calling? What was that? Tails. You call tails? We have a tails. Glacier Peak, would you like to defer or receive the ball? All right.
Glacier Peak defers.
Refer to the second half. Which in the field, or you guys want the ball, I assume, correct? Yes. Okay. Which in the field you guys want to defend and start the team? Get the back right there, Glacier Peak, and Meadowdale right there, please.
What's going on there, Ron?
First half, Meadowdale will receive the ball.
There you go.
Attack that goal. Guys, shake hands one more time. Good luck out there.
All right, there you have the coin toss. Back to you, Scott. Let's see if we can get this game going, baby.
All right, they have, you can't see on your screen, again, a gorgeous new football field here at Edmonds District Stadium.
Freshly laid. I mean, how many weeks old is it?
Not very many. And we were told down here, again, I do want to say the staff here is outstanding. They're welcoming. They have all kinds of information for us. And the gentleman down there told us these are one of very few LED lights. Only the Mariners have it. And the Seahawks, apparently, at CenturyLink. Otherwise,
Edmonds Woodway.
And Edmonds Woodway and Edmonds District Stadium. And this is a great, it's a new field, but I'll tell you what, they've had problems here over the years with kind of a slick field. And we're going to pause for the Pledge of Allegiance. Welcome back live, Edmonds District Stadium. Scott Oshman, John McClain here. We got the five-tool player, Todd Elvig, Leslie McClain on the big screen, the big picture camera out there, and then we have, of course, the famous the wedge, Ron Henthorn down there. Glacier Peak, Meadowdale. A lot of questions tonight. Went down and talked to head coach for Meadowdale. First time meeting him. Great guy, done an incredible job. Matt Leonard. Been a couple years at another school, but has some past and history at Bothell. And the big deal, their star quarterback, number 10, Tingstad, he wouldn't talk, no one would talk, but we don't know if they're going to be playing Tingstad or not. The word, maybe he's banged up, not sure. That's kind of a big deal.
And who's next on the list? Is that Navlay?
That's what no one would tell us. Mum's the word. It's just like many teams.
Keeping those chest, eh?
That's right, and it's been a while since I've been here. You guys have seen Glacier Peak right now. Obviously, they're cruising a little bit, 3-0 coming into tonight. But this was kind of a key game last year. Boy, Meadowdale just took it to them at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium last year.
Well, Meadowdale had some big ponies running the ball. I mean, some studs, right? Some kids that were quick and with some size, and they just kind of pounded it to them.
And they have lost a lot. And as you heard, Ron Henthorn had the coin toss, and so Glacier Peak won that toss and deferred to Meadowdale. So we'll see.
I mean, on paper, according to the stats we have available from the lovely Snohomish Times High School sports page.
There you go.
This is a clean sweep for GP. But it's high school football, so you don't know what's going to happen.
Kevin Ramsey kicks it off, and here we go. And he gets it to the Maverick. He'll get it around the 17. He's quickly taken down there
And that
at
was
the 25, at number 11.
Navlay.
That is one of the Navlays.
How many are there?
There's a lot. So we have Jesse Navlay. We have Nate Navlay, number 2, who was spectacular last week. Again, Meadowdale coming off a big rivalry jam, the stands night against Edmonds Woodway, and they won that baby 28-21. It was actually in the last few minutes of the game, Edmonds Woodway scored a touchdown. So here we go. We'll see who quarterback, and it's not number 10. It's number 16, and he passes over.
16, Maxwell Johnson.
And that's Johnson, and this seeing Kaylee Marshall, the running back, he gets a nice gain and a Maverick first down to start this baby off.
That's exactly the way they wanted to start this game off. GP looking a little soft in the beginning, but I'm sure they're going to tighten this up.
They're going to give him 15-yard pickup for Marshall, and here we go again.
Has Johnson even taken a snap this season?
I don't think so. I don't see any. I'm not sure. We'd have to look back. And again, our friends from Sound Live Sports Network who see them and cover them all the time. Is that the replay? Our exclusive replay here on STSPN. They can tell us if Johnson has taken more snaps. Second play, they give him about 3 yards. So Tingstad was spectacular. He's been just making all kinds of right decisions. First pass for Johnson, rolling right, and it's in and out of the hands. Great coverage there for the Grizzlies. And Sean Bach, 5'9", junior. Again, you're going to, in the defensive coordinator, you're going to see some new faces out there. Justin Guffey is kind of working off a groin injury, and they're going to try and keep him out of this. Sets up a 3rd and 8. Johnson, again, very similar offenses in some regard. The Mavericks and in the blue, by the way, with the ball, and the Glacier Peak. Just a little bubble pass off the hands, trying to go to the other Navlay, Nate Navlay, who had a big game last week.
Nate and Jesse, both seniors.
Yep. There's cousins. There's so many family stories on this Maverick team. It's the Lewis's family. And so 3 and out for the first series for the Mavericks.
They're just littering the same school district, huh?
I guess everybody's playing on the same team. Julio Abad, the punter, a high okay kick.
bad bounce.
Yeah, it looks like the 40-yard line. So that's where the Grizzlies will take their first series, and we'll see what they can do when we come back. You're watching Prep Western Conference football here on STSPN. Oh, wait a minute. We're not going to go away. They're ready to go here.
Nobody wants us to go away.
Nobody. Nobody. Who do they have at quarterback?
Statement.
That's always
That's Rainbow.
It is Rainbow, of course, but they played 3 quarterbacks in their win against Linwood last week. Rainbow back to pass right away. Gets it. It is caught. And it's Guffey, and they try to keep Guffey out of the ball game, but they can't.
You can't keep the ball out of his hands, and every time he touches it, something good happens.
And it's good
It's like a leprechaun.
It's good for Umpqua Bank first down, that's for sure. 1st and 10, now right inside Maverick territory at the 48-yard line. They look over.
If it was me, I'd put him at center. That way he touched the ball every play.
I know. You have Bunt in the slot and Zach Hatch on the near side. Guffey on the outside.
Ooh.
Broken play and nobody home. Rainbow just goes down. Something wasn't right there, Johnny.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was snapped directly to Rainbow when it maybe wasn't supposed to be.
Good play there by a big 99 for the Mavericks. Marcus Ward, 6'2", junior, 185 pounds.
Yeah, you should have seen the kid on the offensive line, though. 72,
Yes.
Tio Gabrihana, 6'3", 305.
Wow.
That's what you want in front of you.
2nd and 11 here. Rainbow back to pass. Decent protection. Goes out. Pass. It's caught by McCoy at the 30.
McCoy with a big stiff arm.
Now the 25 down to the 15, 14-yard line.
Ex-quarterback, now tight end. That was a nice little pickup there.
That was a beauty. 25-yard pass play.
That defensive back took one look at him and then just got a big fist in his face.
They did. McCoy said, Mister, you're not going to get me down right now,
Yeah,
okay?
You're going to need to bring your friends.
Sit down now. How big's McCoy?
No, 53.
Oh, I got to look.
Alignment number 53.
1st and 10 here. Carter up the middle. He crosses the 10. And they'll mark him around the 9-yard line or 8-yard line. So all of a sudden, right away, Glacier Peak in business.
53, Jake Rhines, 6 foot 295.
Yeah, he's a big boy. And he's in better shape this year, they say, than last year even. Just joining us, Meadowdale took the kickoff. They went 3 and out. Glacier Peak here. And they give it to Carter again, and he leans forward, probably down to the 2. So that'll be good enough for a first down. Excuse me, it's 1st and goal.
I think you're going to see a pass here. Going
You
to
think
drop
so?
it over the top. Now they're spreading them out. Now it looks like a pass.
Carter to his right. And you got Colton Bunt and now Guffey in the middle and inside, and he moves Carter over to his left. 1st and goal, no score, first quarter. Hand it to Carter. Tries to get outside. A great defensive play
Flag on the play.
by Colby Sasoneth.
This situation's probably an offensive penalty.
It's a holding on Glacier Peak, so that'll push him back. Want to welcome everybody. We had a very short American Family Insurance pregame show. American Family Insurance is a private mutual company that focuses on property, casualty, and offers commercial insurance, life, and homeowners coverage, as well as investments, retirement planning products. You want to check out Sally Pettit agent, sallypettit.com. Give her a call, 360-794-5404. Our American Family Insurance pregame of Western Conference football here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. So 1st and goal still, but now
10 yards. Oh, no, 13.
they're at the 13-yard line.
Adding all that up.
That's all right. You're not used to it. And we
used to
don't have
talking.
our live stats.
Nope. They get paper stats this week.
Empty back set here for Rainbow. He's going to go to the corner.
Oh, too far.
Zach Hatch, the intended receiver. Pretty good coverage.
On that route, though, better long than short.
Yes. And that was a big story last week. Edmonds Woodway was down 1 touchdown. They drove all the way down a beautiful drive. They're right on the doorstep there within first, second, and goal. And he throws a pick.
Yeah.
And then on the next play, they throw a little swing pass. It's bounced off the Edmonds Woodway player right into the defensive player there for Mavericks. He runs it like 96 yards for a touchdown. All of a sudden, it's a 2-touchdown game.
Doesn't take much.
Second and goal. Bunt on the left side. Breaks a tackle. Now he's tackled finally down about the 1, and Colton Bunt will set up a 3rd and goal here.
Colton was smelling the end zone there.
He's got quick feet.
Yeah, he's got some size to him, too. Plus, I think he's running into people.
Yes.
Probably gets a big smile on his face. How'd you like to see that
Yes.
coming at you, right? You look, and you got these big eyes, and all of a sudden this guy's smiling, is running as fast as he can, and he's looking to hit you, not trying to avoid you.
So 3rd and goal here, no score first quarter, and it's a bobbled snap. Rainbow in trouble, just gets it to Guffey. Guffey trying to make a guy miss. Spins, twirls, and I think he's going to get denied. He's not going to cross the
He was right on
goal
the line.
line.
It's going to be inches.
So Rainbow had to improv there from the 1. As they look over for the play. Bunt and Carter. He gonna give it to Bunt. Bunt scoots in for a Glacier Peak touchdown, Grizzlies.
Completely untouched there.
Boy, on 4th and goal, a 1-yard play there for the touchdown for Bunt.
GP moving the ball, and it's just like you see in the slightly unofficial stats we have from the Seattle Times sports page. With GP in 3 games at 754 yards passing, 637 yards rushing. Meadowdale, 120 yards passing in 3 games, and 105 yards rushing in 3 games.
Wow, yeah, there's quite a disparity as Ramsey puts that one through. And with 6:31, by the way, that was our McDaniels Do-It Center touchdown with 6:31 in the first quarter. Glacier Peak 7, Meadow right after this. Welcome back, Scott Oshman, John McClain, Tim Boyle. If you're listening, how are you? Maybe you might be sitting in traffic coming northbound from downtown Seattle. Had to make an honest living today. It was Ramsey kicks it off, and back to receive.
Number 1
is number 1, and that's Tyree Carson. He doesn't get very far. Right back to the 20 as the GP special teams are all over.
like a swarm of locusts.
Alex Garrett there thought there was a fumble. He kind of came up with the ball. So first and 10 from their own 20 for their second series.
Still at quarterback, Maxwell Johnson, 16.
That's the big story. Tingstad hurt. Not sure what the injury is. He hands this off to Marshall. Marshall, a really strong running back, and they'll give him 3 yards.
3 yards ain't going to get it.
3 yards and a pile of dust, right?
Yep. Got to get more than that.
Last week, again, it's hard when you don't have your quarterback because they did some tomfoolery. They opened the game up with a little flea flicker, 69-yard bomb touchdown. They
Yeah, you drop to the secondary quarterback, and all that show goes out the door. All the trick plays are pretty much gone.
But that was a nice play. A great catch there by Harrison White on the far side of the field. The 6'3 senior had to go down for that, John, and reach it.
And Johnson throwing the ball away from the defense, but still within grasp of the receiver. Made him work for it, though.
Yeah, 3rd and a long 3. As Johnson again looks over. I don't know when the injury happened or how long they had to kind of get him going. There's a fumble snap. He gets it, but he's going to be tackled. Right there was Zach Argue for the Grizzlies, and that'll be a loss, and it brings up 4th and about 10.
And Argue leads GP in sacks. Right? He's got 2.5. That brings him to 3.5.
Unbelievable. So it'll be a punt situation there, second. That was a big loss. And back to receive is Smith. He lets that go, and they'll just let it bounce. Again, Grizzlies getting some good field position. That was 29, Luke Wyatt back there, who we heard is going to get some time on the defensive side as well.
Now, Zach Argue, also a basketball player, right?
Yes, he is. You recognize that.
He's going to be, but with the way he's hitting people out here, he's really going to be posting them up come basketball season.
He should. He's one of their strongest players last year. He should be poised to have a heck of a year. He had some injury problems, had some concussion issues. So 7-0, 4 minutes, 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Glad you're with us. Fun for us to come out and cover a away game as Rainbow there in the shotgun. It's over to Ian Black, but he can't hold on. A little hot, a little high. First time for us seeing one of the other rushing leaders for Glacier Peak, Ian Black. 125 yards on the year.
Yeah, Rainbow just a little excited on that one.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10.
He'll calm down.
Devin Wolhoff, number 5, was in there. You have Zach Hatch from the basketball court as well here on the near side. Guffey in the slot. And Ian Black and Wolhoff right on either side of Devin Rainbow. 2nd and 10, they give it to Black. Looks for a seam.
Got it.
Got some more. And Black shoving Mavericks out of the way. Gets down to the 28.
That's about a 24-yard gain.
Wow.
Nice run. Nice hole for him to slide through. Not real big, but big enough.
Big, and yeah, just as much. Did a nice job being patient with his blockers on that. I don't know. We had the replay. Of course we do.
Well, he ran over that one kid. I don't know who that was. One of the downfield blockers.
Yeah, 41.7 is longest this year. He's been a workhorse. He was last year, 1st and 10, and that's a Umpqua Bank first down. Rainbow fakes the handoff, now gets it back over to Wolhoff. Wolhoff with a nice little 2 or 3 yard pickup. They'll put him at the 26-yard line.
Now that was a nice passing catch. I mean, that was right on the numbers. Wolhoff raked it in, watched the ball the whole way, caught it, then turned. He had nowhere to go.
No, it was well played.
He was covered, but
well played by
first did everything in succession. Sometimes they get out of order.
Yes.
Start running before they catch.
Oh, yeah. They got to look it in, son. You got to look that ball in. 2nd and 8, Rainbow fakes it to Wolhoff. Now it's Ian Black up the middle. And good defensive marshals there for the Mavericks. Colby Sasoneth again there.
A little extracurricular afterwards there, but nothing the refs would flag.
And big number 77 is that Lucas Hummel, 6'2", 245 senior, right in the middle there for the Meadowdale Maverick defense. He's a big fella.
Yeah, you want to run around him.
Yeah. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And let me tell you, none of these kids you want coming over for pizza either. They'd eat you out of house and home.
They would. We're lucky we have daughters. Rainbow, is it caught? He hangs on. on his thigh pad,
Who was that?
and that's your boy McCoy.
McCoy, yeah. Got to get it up in his hands so he can hit somebody.
But that's another Umpqua Bank first down, John.
McCoy's got it dialed in on offense over the middle there.
And he's a force on D, too.
Yeah, he's got good hands because he used to play quarterback. He knows what he's doing. And he's getting a lot of tackles on defense. He's middle linebacker, correct?
Yes, he is. He was outside last year. They put him to inside. 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line here.
See, I don't have a lot of answers, but I got a lot of good questions.
That's right. Questions are necessary. Curious. There's Devin Woolhoff will pick up. They'll give him, looks like maybe 1, maybe 2.
I'm a lot like a viewer.
Yeah. You got all kinds of questions that can't be answered, that we're not answering.
Boyle would know the answer.
Of course he would. He's the encyclopedia of minutia. 2nd and 9 from the 11. Rainbow.
He knows a lot of stuff, none of it useful.
Of course not, especially on the wrestling mat.
Oh.
Going down, that is picked off, and I saw that in the game against Edmonds Woodway. It's Tyree Carson with an INT, and that can change the complexion of this game. Devin Rainbow hasn't thrown too many INTs this year. In fact, his 2nd of the year.
Yep, he's getting a little coaching right now. Shake it off, Dev. A lot more game.
So their first an 8-yard drive on their first series in the first quarter is we're about 2 minutes and 8 seconds in the first quarter. That was the 8th play, and they were knocking on the door one more time to make this a 2-touchdown lead early. But wait just a minute, John McClain.
It's high school football.
Here come the Mavericks, the mighty Mavs. There's a fumble. Oh, John had it squirted out, and Argue has it. He waltzes into the touchdown. Is there a flag?
They're going to call him down.
Oh, baby.
Argue wanted his first TD of the season.
There he is, Argue.
He didn't have it.
It looks like in our replay he didn't have it. Let's see if we can replay that again.
Slow it down.
We're going to slow her down for you, an exclusive STSPN. There it is. He still has it. It didn't look like it hit the ground, the ball, but
I'll give you a little replay on that. He was eye contact, guys.
Oh, come on, Ron.
Watch.
Ron, once again, shutting us down.
There's Johnson. He gets it. Now, he does not have it. He never had the ball on the replay here, Ron. What's did you listen into Ron Henthorn, the wedge down there? Did you hear any discussion with young Rainbow after that INT?
I don't think he can hear you.
And there's silence. There's just darkness.
No response.
I thought we tested this before.
All right, I just saw the replay down here, guys, and you're exactly right. He was not down with possession of the ball. It was an error on a call.
Well, they missed that. That's all right. Mavericks here, 2nd down. Johnson just flings it up, and that's
an interception.
Intercepted right back at you, and that's Devin Woolhoff.
It's a ping pong game.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Hey, there's a game I could play with these kids. They beat me at everything else, but I think I'd have them at
You think so in ping pong?
Yeah.
You know, Replay Rob's a formidable player. Did you?
Yeah.
Long arms.
Yep, long arms. Got the slasher out. I'd put these kids to the test.
Well, the Mavericks were in business there.
Replay Rob and I could play doubles.
That's you need a bigger table. We'll take you. I'm okay.
We're skinny.
Even half speed, and it was just like.
Oh yeah, we the replay, the slowdown. Nobody tells you that. Like no one has that technology. So now Glacier Peak with 1:08 left in the first. They're up 7-0, and here's he's got a blocker from Carter, all the way down to the 15, and there goes bye-bye bunt.
Bye-bye bunt.
I like that. You just come up with that?
I've been working on that all week.
You know,
I had 3 weeks off. I had like 2 weeks off. What am I going to do?
That's one of those that'll work for a short time.
I know.
But I think it's going to get old real fast.
Okay.
On a long run, though, I think it's very applicable.
Thank you very much, John. You're very nice. You're kind. You're a kind man. 1st and 10.
I'm sensitive.
Carter, left side, bounces off a Maverick, and he's finally taken down, and I can see he's fired up down to the 5.
That was excellent. Boy, GP wants to get in the end zone. 40 seconds to do it.
He had to hold on to the leather, and that's an Umpqua Bank first down, and right back at you is Glacier Peak off the INT. Carter again. Makes one cut.
Oh, down to the 3?
Looks like, yes, maybe the 3. Carter has come on big the last few games. Running back by committee. 219 yards on 37 carries.
Well, he's doing something a little different. He's running forward and then just slashing sideways.
Carter again, they want him to get it. They try and strip the ball. Does he get across the goal line?
GP thinks he did.
Glacier Peak wants it. They're going to say, no, sir. 3rd and goal, a place they were before.
Bad spot. We got no time on the clock.
I don't know if we can see if he breaks the plane there, and
That's the end of the quarter.
that is. All right, Western, we'll watch the replay before we go to break.
Oh, so close.
Hard to see where the ball is, but Leslie does a great job. Well, Western Conference football presented by Gilpin Realty. We'll be back. It's 7-0 Glacier Peak. How's it going so far?
Good. I like Justin the Leprechaun Guppy.
The Leprechaun Guffey. Where did
Yeah.
Clogged drain.
Okay, see Lucky
Other
Guffey.
plumbing problems?
He's the
Call
hitman.
Action
You can't
Jackson
take that.
Plumbing
That's on
for
the-
24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjackplumbing.com.
Leslie, how is Leslie going to even shoot this?
Got the angle.
Welcome back, Edmonds District Stadium. Scott Oshman, John McClain, and Glacier Peak up 7-0 here. Just started the second quarter. They are knocking on the door. Carter gets
Punching it
the
in.
handoff, and it's a touchdown. Grizzlies. Our McDaniels Do-It Center. Touchdown from 1 yard away.
I mean, you knew they were giving it to Carter
Yeah.
again. You got to. What he started, right?
What do you think the conversation at that in between the quarters was with offensive coordinator and head coach Roy Rosenbaugh to the kids?
We're running up the middle, push forward, get a touchdown.
We're giving it to Carter.
Yeah, everybody knows what's coming. You guys on the line just need to push everybody back a step, and it's a touchdown.
Ron was right there. Ron Henthorn, the wedge, with us, as always. Ramsey makes it look easy wearing number 12. And a shout out, if he's watching down south, to the weapon,
You know,
Spencer Pettit.
Ramsey is 100% so far this season.
Yes, he has not missed one. Did we just jinx him there?
I was looking around for some wood.
Oh, were you? Yeah, he was looking around, knocking on the door to the other side. These guys. And they just like, what's going on? The Glacier Peak coaches is right next to us. We're in the corner suite, Todd Elvig. I don't know if Leslie can pan around and see the corner suite here.
The only thing this place is missing is a nice little lanai or something.
Here she comes. Wave to him, Johnny. You see the corner suite? We're in the corner suite. Our old stomping grounds here at Edmonds Stadium. I have to say, I'm excited to see the lights. I don't know if our game's should get lights, but the field is fantastic.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful field.
I remember watching Sean Elledge slip around here quite a bit.
Yeah, well, that, and there were some interesting plays that have happened in this stadium.
Yes.
Interesting referee calls.
Yeah, always.
Oh,
That one
gets past him.
bounces. He's going to pick it up at the 5. And
Down
he
at
does a nice job of making something out of nothing. Again, they're key players.
Gets to the 13, but boy, that was almost a serious issue.
Ron, anything you're seeing down there physically? Let's go down to our Edmonds Community College sideline reporter, Ron the Wedge Henthorn.
Well, that was kind of an amazing little kickoff return. I can't believe it went right through his hands, but it certainly did. He did a nice job picking it up. I'm down here on the noisy end of the field here with the band section, so probably a little hard hearing you, but here we go.
All right. They hand it off. And that's Marshall again as he leans forward.
He just ran into a pile of people.
Yes, he did.
You want to go around the pile.
Well, sometimes you go over the pile.
They could go over, but you don't want to try to go through.
The problem is you don't know the pile's going to be there.
Well, but it forms, and then you got to be quick.
Well, Marshall is quick. But if you're just joining us, their normal quarterback, Drew Tingstad, is injured today.
Quarterback sneak.
Here is
Johnson,
number 16, and he crosses the 20. I'm going to mark him down at maybe the 21. That'll leave him about 3rd and 4.
Tackle from behind by number 42, Ricky Kranz.
And Ricky Kranz I think he's just going to keep getting better and better, the junior.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
I have heard that he does have a big hit. You don't want to be on the other side of that. And here's a flag, and it'll be
Kranz, 5'10", 100 pounds. It's always that. It's always like that. Little kids.
They can coil.
I guess.
A lot of it's timing. And so Glacier Peak, dead ball foul, and that'll give them a first down. 14-0 Glacier Peak, 10:45 left in the first half. On their 26-yard line. They hand it off in a big pile. That Glacier Peak front line doing a good job pushing the boys in blue.
Yep, the boys in blue are not getting anything on the defensive line of GP.
We got Malachi Fafita. A lot of guys playing both ways, offense and defense. Jake Rhines, we talked.
And any holes that do pop up are getting stuffed by big number 8, Andrew McCoy.
Yes, indeedy. 2nd and 9. Trips here to the near side. Now a man in motion comes in. Shotgun for Johnson. And he's going to go down, argue. Again, the sack leader for the Grizzlies takes him down one more time, untouched.
All by himself, too. That's 4.5 sacks.
4 3/4. So Johnson goes down for a loss, and that'll take him back. Looks like they're going to put him on the 20-yard line.
3rd and 16. And time's a ticking.
He's getting pressure, and he's going to go down again. This time it's Ricky Kranz. Speak of the devil.
The truck just hit him.
The Kranz truck.
Yeah.
All at 100 and what? What is
100 even.
100
he's
even?
only $1.
Oh, my.
I think they put weights in his
He's a
pockets
Franklin?
or something. Benjamin.
Early on here, 14-0 Meadowdale. I think it's a big deal to Johnson's credit here, the backup quarterback who's in for Meadowdale. They are struggling here. Their starter, Drew Tingstad, he's been spectacular last week especially.
Blocked.
And it's Wyatt on the return, and he slips down.
So much for the turf.
Gosh. They must have thought it wasn't new turf. They brought they need longer spikes maybe.
Something. I don't know.
Hey, Scott.
Yep.
Don't know if you noticed on that punt, but they pulled a whole bunch of guys up on the line. Justin Guffey was up there. They were trying to block that punt for sure. Just barely missed it.
We didn't know that. That's why we have the wedge down there to notice those things. Yeah, I didn't see that. I know they got close to getting home on that. And they did a good job. The punter did a good job, Abad, to get it away.
Aiden's in at quarterback.
Oh, now Zymus into quarterback. Ian Black with the handoff. And he's tackled there, but nice gain. Colby Saysmith in there. So pickup of 6 on that for Ian Black.
13, Alex Garrett just came in.
And you're going to see, get the rosters ready because you're going to see a lot of
A lot of names.
A lot of names. So first name is the freshman 15, Zymus. He's gotten some playing time. Now he flips it over,
Nice.
and that is Garrett right there, and he gets down to the 9-yard line.
That was a beautiful pass. Just lofted it over those defenders and right into Garrett's hand.
He is smooth, the youngster Aiden. Tell you what.
Boy, getting to have a quarterback like that for 4 years,
Oh,
that's big.
that's unheard of.
Oh, Rose just smiling.
Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. He's still in there. First and goal now. Goes over.
Oh!
Tipped. Did he catch it? He did. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. Who got that?
Number 13.
And that's Alex Garrett.
Receptions in a row.
Oh, I think, was that, you sure that was 13? That wasn't Zach Hatch? Oh, no, it was 13, Garrett. Thank you, Ron. And that's our McDaniels Do-It Center Glacier Peak touchdown. And right now it's, if Ramsey stays true here, the hold is good, and Plank gets it down for him, and it's up and it's good. And 21-0 with 7:55 left to go in this first half. You're watching Western Conference football presented by Gilpin Realty.
Notice, I mean, you were saying that the last time you watched Meadowdale play, there were a lot of trick plays and a lot of action going on, and with Johnson at quarterback, I think they've lost some of that.
I think they had to tear a lot of their playbook out for
so
this week.
they've simplified things a little bit, and it's just not working for them.
All right, we'll be back right after this. Fred's Rivertown House. Rivertown House. Where was that touchdown thrown from?
It was somewhere around the 20, 25, right in there.
Welcome back here, Edmonds District Stadium. We took the STSPN crew on the road, live coverage, and again, if STSPN at 7 p.m., the STSPN bus at 7 p.m. we will have live from Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium the Lake Stevens Snohomish game in 4A action. And this one's bounced up and picked up at the 25, quickly taken down at the 30-yard line. Nice job there by number 10, Sean Bach. Second time called his name.
Yeah, GP Special Teams doing a great job on coverage right now. Getting down the field quick, too. They got a bunch of fast feet out there.
Talking to Coach Sowers, the defensive line coach, they're always deep, but he was talking about Malachi Fafita and several people going both ways. He says, I got a luxury that I can give them breathers. I'm pretty deep on the defensive line. Johnson back to pass, 1st and 10, getting pressure now, and it's not out, and who knocks it down? The big paw of Jacob Elvig. And you're going to see that one on replay about 5 times here. Look at that, the mini 5 tool.
He's all pumped up.
Big number, 5'9", just like his older brother, Jake Elvig, 6'3", 205. How you doing? My goodness.
Getting in on the action.
Leaves him at 2nd and 10. And now they're going to hand the ball up, just up the middle. And
Doing that.
3rd down. And we got the pleasure to meet head coach Matt Leonard for Meadowdale. They've had some coaching changes, obviously, last year. There's a lot of coaching changing here in the Wesco. 3rd down and 8 here for Johnson. Marshall in the backfield. And he's back to pass. And it's blocked. I argue it's incomplete. And if he didn't throw that ball, he was just about to get crushed.
Yep. Would like to have held on to that because he still wants a touchdown.
He wanted the pick 6 right there. Oh, my goodness. And it's all Glacier Peak early here from Edmonds.
It's nice being on the road, though. It's lovely coming to Edmonds Stadium. The staff here is so nice and so helpful.
Fantastic.
I had them. They were running around trying to find me a roster.
Were they really?
Yep. Opening up rooms, looking through packs of paper.
Abad to punt, and back there shows a fair catch is number 20, who's had some great Ethan
That's
Smith.
Ethan Smith, yeah.
He had the big interception against Snohomish.
5'9", 150 junior. Probably could have ran that one.
Probably could have, but it was a nice fair catch.
Yep.
So Glacier Peak again. We'll see who's at quarterback. They're going to stay with young Aiden Zymus. And this is their 5th series, and they're going to start at the 39-yard line. We're going to see all kinds of people in tonight if this one. This Zymus going deep for Hatch, and it's caught at the 29, and he's spun out at the 25. Zach Hatch with his biggest catch of the year.
Man, Zymus throws a nice ball, though.
He really does.
It is a beautiful ball. Nice tight spiral.
Really does.
They put some weight on that kid and a little muscle.
And that.
He might be playing on Saturdays.
I know, and he's been a stud. It does remind me, as Snohomish welcomes in Jacob Easton and the Lake Stevens Vikings tonight, we saw Jacob when he was a freshman, and he had a similar frame, I recall. 1st and 10, there's a high snap, but he gives it to Carter. Carter slips down. Now he's got to run out of traffic and just bowls over a Maverick. Coming up to meet him there was number 5, Halen Roberts, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
I mean, can you imagine a freshman? There's going to be a lot of change in there.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of growing left to do. Start pumping him full of potatoes.
Smoothies, milkshakes.
Beef him up a little bit.
Zymus hands it off. Now bunt on the right side. Got a lead blocker. Can't make much of it and runs out of real estate, and he'll go down. And Tyree Carson, who's already got 1 interception on the tackle.
GP knocking on the door. 6 minutes left. Lots of time.
Lots of time.
They can score 3 or 4 times.
Easy.
3rd and 8.
Easy peasy right now. Unfortunately, the Maverick defense just could not. They've been out there a long time.
Yeah, they're going to get tired.
But they don't know what is going on. Yard reception by Zach Hatch by the freshman Zymus. And here's Carter's already got 1 touchdown. A nice up over tackle there by Tyree Carson.
Carson in the mix a lot.
He's a stud. And Marshall, number 6 for them as well. He gets down to the 16-yard line. It's going to leave him 4th and 2.
Carson, one of the few seniors on this Meadowdale team.
Yeah, they lost a lot of seniors last year. Emmons can't handle it, and they're just going to fall, and it's going to be Maverick ball on downs. Colton Bunt there to cover it up, but that's an issue. I don't know if that was Van Ness snapping or not.
Couldn't tell you. It's been a problem for GP all season.
It has, and it's not just this season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The long snap, though, is an art form.
It is. It's hard, and in the center, it's got a lot going on.
Yep. Well, he's getting ready to get hit.
Worked hard with a long snap because
yeah, the long snap
the real
is
long
not
snap,
just our shotgun.
Medium.
Yeah, the medium, about 5-6 yards back. So the Mavericks get back on offense. Let's see if they can get something going here. The GP defense has had their number.
Well, the GP defense wants to score themselves.
Rolled Jackson out, and he's almost lucky he didn't catch that ball. And it's an interception!
Oh.
Ian Black, it was tipped off. The intended receiver was Zachary Plummer, who had a good game last week too, and he got it. I'd like to see the replay.
I think they took it right out of Plummer's hands. Check this out.
Here comes the replay. God, it's hard to see there. He throws it over. Plummer has it, and he must have had it in his hand and dropped it. And there
I think he had his hand outstretched. I think it was just like a handoff. Black just came by and took it.
Wow.
Said thank you. Probably he's very polite.
Nice young man. So they start from the 28. There's 6 series of the half.
Going long.
There's Grizzlies.
The ball was in the air for so long. Guppy was able to look 3 different ways and then decide which direction he wanted to catch it.
Working on Jesse Navlet, and you're right, it was a nice ball by Zymus. And Guffey, who's got a hurt groin and isn't feeling well, we heard, with a 28-yard pass reception. You'll see the catch. That's back to the catch and the INT by Ian Black setting it all up. Here's the pass by Zymus, and boy, he got behind Navlet, and it was...
And the extra point's good.
And we are at 28-0 with 4:49 left to go. That was a McDaniels Do-It Center, and we'll be back with more Western Conference football presented by Gilpin Realty on STSPN.
Get ready, man. We're going to go way down. Back on.
Welcome back, 28-0. If you're just joining, you just got off work, it's an early game here from Edmonds District Stadium. Scott Oshman, John McClain, Ron the Wedge Henthorn down there. And kickoff Ramsey's legs getting a workout tonight. As
Decent
Austin,
field position this time for Meadowdale.
A little bit better. Let's go down to our Edmonds Community College sideline report. Ron the Wedge Henthorn. Ron, what's going on down there?
Well, it's kind of quiet down here, Scott. They seem to be pretty happy about scoring 28 points. But even the Meadowdale crowd is pretty quiet. They're all dressed in black, and they're all kind of stunned over here to see what's going on. So let's see what they can do right now.
The 7th
Johnson
series.
Run the ball. Nope.
Johnson on the quarterback keeper. Not much there. Again,
flag on the play.
See what there is. And Jake Ryan is in there, and David Van Ez. Berg.
Black.
Ian Black on the play. Boy, I don't know why they're trying to run up the middle.
I wouldn't. Like that. Yeah, run around the pile.
I think, again, if they can get a second, some quick throws, that's a penalty on Glacier Peak, and that's going to be a first down. What was that penalty? Ron, what was that penalty? Did you see that down there?
I didn't see it. I wasn't close enough to catch the number, so I'll catch it when I do.
Well, that was a 15-yarder, so this is one of the better field positions they've had.
The field is right ahead of you. Look towards the field.
Again, that's a quick pass right out to Navlet. Nate Navlet, the 6'2 senior, and that's exactly what I was talking about. I would get that ball and get rid of it and go to Navlet and go to Harrison White. He's got some kids that can catch the ball. Get those screens going, and he's tackled as he was throwing it, and there's Ricky Kranz one more time.
Got hit by a truck right there. It's a mini truck, but it hits really hard.
5'10", a buck, and the kid's one of the hardest hitters on the field.
Yeah, he's probably got 2x4s under those shoulder pads.
Go ahead, Ronnie.
Hey, I got the down low on that previous penalty. It was a number 34 Glacier Peak. It was a helmet to helmet. They were kind of like falling down, and they ran into each other, so he had to call it.
Ooh. And that one on it almost intercepted by McCoy, trying to go again to number 2, Nate Navlet.
Deflected and then almost picked off.
Thank you, Ron. Yeah, I knew it was I thought maybe it was a personal foul, like you said, head-to-head there for a 15-yarder. And 4 minutes left. I know Ron will try and get head coach Roy Rosenbaugh from Glacier Peak as he goes in.
Fourth down, four to go.
Fourth down and 4 to go, and looks a little more like 4 or 5 yards here. Marshall in motion. It's blocked again by Argue. Oh, my goodness.
Somebody's going to have to block argue, man, because he's in the backfield more than the quarterback is.
I mean, he is 6'4", 190, and Maxwell Johnson is 5'10".
I mean, what can you say? He's all over him. He's lucky he's going for the block and not hitting him.
It reminds me of Johnson after this, the famous USC Husky game where the quarterback for USC, all I saw was purple. This poor kid, all I saw was 25 all night long. So let's see who's in quarterback, and it is back to Aiden Zymus. And we look like we have a timeout. And we will take a timeout here and tell you about our good friends down at Fred's Rivertown Ale House. We'll be back right after this, 28-0.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Handoff there to Carter. Well played. One of the better defensive plays we've seen tonight.
Yeah, they were in the backfield that time. Good penetration.
That was Bailey Walsh. Again, great to see Walsh. I know he went down with an injury earlier in the year. And again, Colby Saysmith, we've called his number several times, so that'll leave 2nd and 12, a loss of 2. Here comes Carter, trying to zigzag his way, and he punches into Maverick territory.
Nice run, going over the top of people and through them.
Good to meet you, Jesse Navlet, number 11.
Dishing out a little.
It's 11 yards on that carry, and it'll be 3rd and 1 here for Glacier Peak, up 28-0 with 3:04 left.
If we would have had good audio on him, he was probably going, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me.
It probably was. Excuse me, can I get through here?
Thank you. Nice kid.
Ian Black, right up the gut, crosses into the 40 to the 39.
Everybody getting a little yardage.
And they're going to help some good sportsmen. Marshall on the tackle as usual. .245 left. And Glacier Peak, boy, they are looking tough. They were high in the power polls here. We hope to get, I saw Aaron Lammers from the Everett Herald in the house tonight. Zymus back to pass. Wide open, Zach Hatch at the 31. Now into the 28-27 yard line. Second catch tonight for Zach Hatch. His first was 40.
Looks like GP runs the ball twice and then throws. Runs the ball twice and then throws.
You're picking up a pattern.
I'm seeing something. Well, I'm sorry.
John
See if it holds. See if the pattern holds.
A 10-yard gain on that. And their 7th
the pattern's
series. As Zymus now in trouble. Now he's just got to make something happen. Improvisation, and he gets back not quite to the line. Aiden Zymus has got a heck of an arm, and he's shifty.
You know what he did good there was he didn't get hit.
Yeah.
Right.
He eluded.
Yeah.
He's like Russell Wilson. It's like, I don't know how that guy doesn't just get cracked.
Yeah. Well, the problem is it's good while you're young and fast. You lose a step and people start hitting you, and then you got to retire.
Well, he's 5'9", $150, and that's maybe with, he had lunch.
He's got a few years.
Yeah. He's got some time.
fact, he's going to get faster.
He probably should. He'll get bigger, stronger. 2nd and 14, bunt in motion. They hand it to Black. Black couldn't quite get past through his blocker, and Marshall did a good job sliding down the backside for the tackle. And they're going to have a 3rd and 14.
It's a lot of ground to cover.
You think they'll pass?
I would. Why not?
Zymus coming in to tonight's game. Again, they've been trading off, and Jackson Swim even getting into the action last week. But Zymus, 15 for 22. He's back again. Going deep.
Oh!
And just can't get it.
Flag and a play. Pass interference.
PI called. Man, look at that on the replay.
Because he had him beat. And the ball was thrown just right.
There it is one more time. Nope.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Just teasing me. Jesse Navlet on the coverage.
It's a replay tease. But, yeah, he had him beat. Oh, that's my head.
Plenty of time. He goes down left. And, yeah, Bunt had to make kind of a one-handed grab. But, was I stepping on your cord there,
yes,
John?
You were.
Sorry about that.
Pulled my head almost to the floor.
That was brilliant. Our crack staff engineer, Todd, the 5-tool player. 33 seconds in this first half. That was pass interference, so that'll lead to a 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line.
33 seconds left in the half. Might be just enough time, especially if you're going to throw the ball.
Fakes the handoff, rolls right.
Get it up in the air.
Looking, boy, tons of time. Now he has to get rid of it, and he just throws it away. Heady play by the freshman. Brings up 2nd and 10. I was saying, John, that old young Zymus, I should say, 15 for 22, 280 yards, 68% completion percentage coming into tonight's ball game. It's not shabby, not too shabby.
Not for a freshman. He's not even the starting quarterback.
No.
He will be next year.
From the 16, empty backfield here for Zymus. He's got McCoy. He's looking. Now he runs up the middle. He'll be taken down hard by big number 55 for the Mavericks. A good tackle. Levi Elkins says, welcome to varsity football.
Yeah, the good thing with having a backup quarterback like Zymus is, you're not worried, right? With Rainbow in there, you got Rainbow, and if Rainbow were to get hurt, you wouldn't even worry about it. In fact, most of these teams would be happy to have a kid like Zymus starting for them.
Oh, my goodness. It's just very rare and unheard of where you have a freshman. Again, what would that be? Yeah, 3 years ago, there was Lake Stevens, when we had the home and away with Lake Stevens. Lake Stevens came to Snohomish Veterans to play Glacier Peak. They had a senior quarterback. I can't recall his name off the top of my head. But he came in and played. And he didn't, he had a rough start. He was, challenged or whatever. And they throw in this freshman, Jacob Eason. And he actually got some stuff going and got him back. And Tim and I have talked about this since. Is there a quarterback controversy in Lake Stevens? And sure enough, they kind of platooned during the year. And, the rest is history. Jacob Eason now an early commit to the University of Georgia. And he's one of the top quarterbacks in the country.
Well, there's no quarterback controversy at GP.
No, there is not.
Devin Rainbow is the QB. But you get a game like this where it's already mostly decided, and they're going to give the young kid some time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Devin Rainbow is the starter, and Rory Rosenbaugh was pretty emphatic about that. Of course, right up into game time. He didn't lead you any trails to figure that out.
And Rainbow's playing great.
Yeah, he is playing great.
He's doing everything right.
10 seconds left. Glacier Peak calls a timeout as it was a nice dump play there to little center screen to Ian Black. He goes in and good defensive play. One of the highlights here for Meadowdale. They stop him at 4th and quite a bit, 4th and 12.
In fact, the one problem with having a backup quarterback like Zyma,
take a look at that
just
lineup
rack
there.
the stats up, right?
Yeah, right. Let's go down to our Edmonds Community College reporter, Ronnie Henthorn. Ron?
All right, you got the lineup out there on the field. They're going to take that field goal attempt here with our young soccer kicker today. Let's see if he can do it. He's going to kick from about the 25-yard line, so 30 field goal. Let's see if he can do it.
35-yard field goal attempt here for young Ramsey. He's up, and it's high, and it is good.
Just barely. It was not a real good hold.
Little dicey there getting to him. I'm trying to see in our kicking, Kevin Ramsey, I think that is his first
completion.
First field goal of the season. A 35-yard field goal by Kevin Ramsey, and that brings it to 31-0 Glacier Peak.
We were just speaking with our sister.
And we were just talking again, reminder, STSPN and all our networks here. We'll have a 7 p.m. kickoff at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium. You'll see Lake Stevens and Snohomish tonight.
How has McDaniel's been doing?
Good.
Kobe McDaniel's been doing all right. Again, it was a tough week last week. Monroe kind of rolled on him, which was unfortunate because in the first quarter even, Snohomish was right down at a couple great chances to score, even that up, make it a 14-14 game, and they just had a couple of things happen. This one's taken back, started at the 20, and that's Tyree Carson. He gets back to the 30 or 31. Decent field position there. But Snohomish, again, he had a nice ball, and Riley Responte just couldn't quite hang on, and then they had a good rush on him, and he couldn't quite get it anyway. It kind of unraveled from there. But that was last week right here. We are at halftime, 31-0. We'll see if Ron Henthorn can get just a couple minutes as he talks to Kevin Ramsey. I see Rowe. We'll go down to Ron Henthorn and Coach Rowe. Turn it on, Ronnie. There you go.
Ron Henthorn down here with Coach Rory. You got 31 points on the board there. Got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I think we've taken advantage of a few things, but I think there's some things we need to improve on, obviously. Just some execution stuff that we got to clean up, but the kids are playing hard, making some plays, and we've been fortunate. We've had some snap issues and had a turnover, and our defense has been able to overcome those, so that's good.
That's pretty good. So that's your first field goal of the season, right?
Yeah. Hey, that's the next Spencer Pettit right there. That's kicker Kev.
That's all that counts.
3 points on the board.
Quarterback-wise, you're playing with both quarterbacks. You're going to go with both of them again to start with?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it at halftime, see where we go.
Tell them happy birthday.
All right. Well, good luck in the second half, and we'll see you after that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, Coach, happy birthday.
It's not my birthday.
It's your birthday tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
He doesn't like that. We know. We want a happy birthday to him before he starts his birthday celebration tomorrow. So, thank you, Ron. We'll step away and we'll get in Jackson halftime show. I'm going to roam the halls of Edmonds District Stadium. I think I can find somebody.
Should be able
at
to.
Halftime.
But I like that. It's Kicker Kev.
Kicker Kev. That is how the kids call him, Kicker Kev. He's always been Kicker Kev.
That's funny.
Wearing number 12. All right, we'll be back with more. It's the Action Jackson halftime score, 31-0 Glacier Peak.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Welcome back to the Action Jackson halftime show here from Edmonds District Stadium. 31-0 Glacier Peak on top. Another great exclusive feature here. It's presented. Our sponsor, Gilpin Realty, also bringing you Western Conference football. But here is like nobody else. Here's a replay montage to send us into halftime here on the Action Jackson halftime show. Enjoy.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Ron Henthorn, second half with defensive coordinator Steve Hannon.
Hey, Ron Henthorn down here with Steve Hannon. Only a minute before this game gets started, but you got to be pleased with 0 points for them.
Yeah, really happy. The stat guy told me that they had 7 yards of offense in the first half. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's pretty good defense right now.
That's pretty great defense. So you guys were looking like you're going to try to block that last punt. Is that right?
Yeah, we have a block on the way that they formation their punting. We thought we had an advantage there, and I thought we almost got it.
It was close.
It was close, yeah.
Any tricks up for the second half?
No, we're going to play it straight and try to get out of here without anybody getting hurt.
Great way to play it. All right, good luck, Steve. Thanks. All right, there you heard us directly from the horse's mouth, Steve Hannon.
All right, thank you, Ron Henthorn. That concludes our Action Jackson halftime show. Hope you enjoyed all the scoring replays from the first half. Big shout out to the 5-tool player, engineer, executive producer Todd Elvig. Scott Oshman here, Johnny McLean sitting in the chair, the hot seat for Doyle, who's absent tonight.
And doing a fabulous job,
You're
Scott.
doing outstanding work. Outstanding work.
I'm holding this chair down.
31-0 so far, Glacier Peak. Again, I kind of came in tonight. I didn't know that the starting quarterback for Meadowdale, Tingstad, would be hurt, Drew Tingstad. And I'm not saying that would have, the score would be wildly different or whatnot, but it would be a much more different picture.
Ballgame.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player. We hope he's all right. And want to say hello to Merlin Packer in Utah. Merlin, hello. As unfortunately, if you're a Maverick fan, they won the coin toss and deferred and got the ball at the second half, and that's Ricky Kranz there taking it for Glacier Peak. And Ricky had a heck of a first half, John, on defense.
Did you see him backing up there? He wanted that ball.
Yeah. He was not playing. Get away from him.
Those are the kids that you want playing. Give me the ball and give me some room.
So they will start Glacier Peak again. Lots of opportunities. 7 drives in the first half as they start this one from their own 39-yard line.
Swim in at QB.
Jackson swimming. And he gets up all he had to do to get to Ian Black, and that's an Umpqua Bank first down and more.
Yeah, Black just pumping those legs, going north-south. No reason to turn.
Gain of 11 yards.
Unless you have to avoid a pile.
That's right, 1st and 10 here. Gives it again to Black. Black on the right side. Stumbling, bumbling all the way down to the 35. Another 15-yard pickup for Ian Black.
15 yards of carry. He's only got 2 more, and he's got a TD.
That's right. He is deceptively,
sudden.
Well,
he's not
tough
quick.
to bring down. I mean, he's just kind of he bowls you over. He's
not that big, though, is he?
No, he's not that big. 1st and 10 here.
Got the ball again.
Ian, a room. Gets it down to the 17. Finally brought down by 44 for Meadowdale, Ryan Newsom.
They're going to give it to him again. As long as he doesn't wear out, he's going to get a TD.
Well, they had the Carter series, which they gave it to him every single time until he punched it in.
They're taking turns. Is that what you're saying?
They might have. That's another, by the way, Umpqua Bank first down, John.
3 in a row. Every play's a first down.
Ian Black
gets it again.
Gets it one more time. And left side spins through the washer and almost down to a TD, but he'll be cut short.
Well, he was averaging 15 yards a carry, and he was 17 yards out, so there was really no way he was going to make it.
Oh, my gosh. He averages over 6.6 yards per attempt at 125 coming into tonight. And
who's getting the ball?
Swim, the quarterback, under center. Hands it over to Ian Black, and not much resistance there. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. And a McDaniels do-it center touchdown here.
Yeah, the defense of Meadowdale is looking a little tired.
They were on the field, like I said, a long time. 7 series. This one, they started at their 39-yard line and didn't take them long. And kicker Kev on for the extra point, John.
Boom.
The hold by Plank is good.
I think he kicks farther when he kicks extra points than at any other time.
Yeah, that one, again, but we saw he had a 35, his first field goal of the season, his varsity career. But, again, shaky snap, shaky hold, and he got it to go. 30.
He's almost kicking it over the track.
Yeah. Well, we saw 2 or 3 years of that with Spencer Pettit, so we're used to that. The push-ups, the traditional push-ups.
It's good for him.
So Swim getting in. Again, just last week they were here at Edmonds District Stadium against Linwood. They didn't have a lot of trouble with Linwood, and all 3 quarterbacks who started the game, Devin Rainbow, then Zymus, and now Jackson Swim. It was 49-14 last week over Linwood.
Kicker Kev getting another at-bat here. You'll notice he won't go long with the ball, but he's very accurate, very good placement. Always puts it in the gap and on the ground, so somebody has to go after it. Bouncing all over the place.
Picked up now by the Mavericks, and they get it back to the 30. Looks like that was Jason Butler, a sophomore.
Yeah.
Up their sleeve for the second half.
Other than the interception they had, which again was key, but not a lot to talk about in the mojo for the Mavericks here.
No, it's just argue is all over Johnson.
Oh, my goodness.
Somebody's got to put a block on that kid.
And the handoff, and it's going absolutely nowhere. Again, Johnson is the quarterback, not Jackson. It's Maxwell Johnson. I think we've been calling him Jackson. Apologize.
That was my Andrew McCoy on that tackle.
That was, but I apologize to the Johnson family. I think we've been calling him Jackson, the Maverick quarterback. Again, if you're just joining us, Tingstad not able to go.
We were probably 50% accurate.
It's pretty good for us. 2nd and 12 has been common down in distance for them. Tries to flip it over, but it's too high. Going for Brock Duncan.
Yeah, he's wearing gloves. I don't think that's probably the best thing to do.
I did notice that in the
Yeah.
first half.
I mean, that'll save your hands when you get stepped on and stuff, but it doesn't give you a real good feel on the ball.
Again, Tingstad, you looked at the stats we talked before the ball game, and the Mavericks they're not stat stuffers here. 3rd and 12 now from their own 29. Gets a throw, and he had the right receiver, and he was open, number 5, Halen Roberts, but behind him, and again, that's just the poor kid knew. He probably hadn't had a lot of practices. They'll have to punt.
This is a good situation right here for GP to try for another block punt. Don't be surprised if they do bunt back.
They put the block. We had our halftime interview on the Action Jackson halftime show. Ron Henthorn with defensive coordinator Steve Hannon said that was a called block.
Colton bye-bye bunt back to receive. He might
Julio Abad, the punter and the kicker, and there's Colton just lets that one bounce, and it takes a good Maverick bounce. They'll start off at the 29-yard line.
That doesn't make for good football to watch there. He should have grabbed that thing and run.
I want to see him, I'm telling you, in open space down the sideline, somebody trying to catch him.
Yeah, they're not going to.
No, it's just not happening. So they started out, bunt had a TD in the first half. Then they went down, they intercepted. Then Carter took it all the way down for a touchdown. Then Alex Garrett received a Zymus pass, a 6-yard pass. They had all kinds. And then Guff, 21 for Glacier Peak, hurt. As you see back out there, Rainbow start this second half. Who's got a bad groin? He caught a big pass. Here's Devin Wolhoff. Again, just juking Mavericks, and a big gain by Devin Wolhoff. That's an Umpqua Bank first down.
Yeah, Rainbow throws a flatter ball than Zymus does. Doesn't stay in the air as long, which I think is much safer.
14-yard gain for Wolhoff here. And again, Wolhoff flat speed, maybe not the quickest, but he is so fast, and Rainbow keeps it now on the left side, runs into a blocker, safely runs out of bounds. And he did that a couple times last week against Linwood. And a 4-yard gain, obviously wearing the number 3, visions of our Sunday quarterback here in Seattle, running out of bounds. 2nd down and 6 now.
That would be one Russell Wilson.
In Rust. And we have a new player for Glacier Peak, Billy Lutali, there in the backfield. And he is going to get the ball. No, he's not. And Devin Rainbow comes over it again. You got to watch that shoulder. Last year against Linwood, that's exactly how he hurt his shoulder. Or his knee. I can't remember the injury.
It's collarbone.
Was it a collar? That's right. You're right. But we saw last year he can run if he needs to, Devin Rainbow.
I don't want him to run. I want him to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I'm not paying him to run. Throw the ball.
3rd and 4 here. Ball right near the mid-stripe. 38-0. Again, 6:28 here, Pacific Standard Time. Stay tuned. The Lake Stevens Snohomish game will kick off, and we'll have that broadcast from Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium at 7 o'clock.
Little timeout.
A little timeout for Glacier Peak, and we'll take a timeout with Fred's Rivertown Ale House. Don't go away. 38-0, 3rd and 4 for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies at the helm. The signal caller right now, Devin Rainbow, starting quarterback. We'll see what they do out of the timeout. Fake to Wolhoff. Now he goes over the middle. It's caught for a Umpqua Bank first down, and Alex Garrett with another reception, and he has a touchdown to his name tonight, John McClain. Good-looking player.
4 receptions at least.
Where's our stat guy?
What is up?
We're missing a lot of people tonight. We got replay Rob, couldn't get here. These early games, these afternoon plays here, 1st and 10.
Causes us to shuffle.
And Rainbow keeps it again on the read option. He'll get 4 yards.
This is nice for me, though. Normally, I don't get to watch the game.
That's true. You're face down in a computer, right?
Yeah. I'm just listening for numbers.
And replay Rob's yelling?
Yeah, yelling at me, poking me in the ribs.
Well, look who's coming into the booth. We're on his turf. The celebrity, one of the broadcast announcers of the Sound Live Sports Network, and many others. Of course, a weekly podcast, KRKO. I mean, you need an agent, Steve Willits. Seriously. Real quick, we will get him on the horn. 2nd and 7. There's a bobble in the back, and Rainbow just has to jump on it and be a loss of 2 or 3 for Devin Rainbow.
I think that's the 3rd bad snap this game.
Yeah, with snaps again, on and off going issue. And Glacier Peak again after this one. Next week it's home, and the big boys from down south, the Wolverines.
Bellevue
comes to town again. They got beat their first game by probably everyone says, according to national reporters, the number 1 team in the country.
Some D2 college or something?
Yeah, looks like it. 3rd down and 13, meanwhile. Rainbow back to pass, spins out. Now he spins again. There's a flag down. Finally chucks it over, and it's
almost
in and out of the hands of the Plank, I think. Yeah, Joel Plank, who's was on the quarterback roster, but I think they're going to turn him into a receiver.
Devin did a good job there of escaping evasion.
Yeah. We'll see if we can get I don't know what that call was. We'll look. I know holding, it looks like. Yep, holding on Glacier Peak. It's declined because it's 4th and 13. But up 38-0, 4th and 13. Why not? Why not go for it?
Of course you would. Why would it even be a question?
We'll see what we can do. See if we can get a good snap here.
If you had the weapon, you might kick it.
It's true. They got kicker Kev, though. Plank on the near side here. We got some new faces in at receiver. And tough pass or tough one again. Now he just kind of squib kicks it. That was ugly.
Hey, but it's effective.
But very functional. Down to the 11-yard line.
They never look good.
We'll take a very quick break, and then we'll come back with SLSN Steve Willits. Don't go away. You're watching Western Conference football in the Snohomish Times.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-87.
Welcome back. Mavericks take over the ball there on a little squib kick kind of, and they'll hand it up the middle, what they've been doing. And joining me in the booth is Steve Willits. Steve, you thought this might be a little lopsided, and it has turned out. But I'm defending myself, thinking it would be a better game because of the starter Tingstad not playing.
Well, in fairness, I called for a running clock, and we're not there yet. So perhaps I'll be wrong. Who knows? We'll see. The home team has the ball.
Johnson back to pass. Now he's getting pressure. It's all night. Ball's full, but his teammate there to pick it up, and he's crushed by arguing Krantz, and he has seen those two numbers all night long.
Yeah, I was watching you guys a little bit in the first quarter argue. He's got like 12, 13 sacks now. What? He's up there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the leader. Did you say, 6 1/4, 6.5, 6.25? And I feel badly for Maxwell Johnson. Again, I'm not sure when the injury happened to Drew Tingstad, but he doesn't get a chance to get many reps. You can tell his timing's off, and he's just getting hammered as he sits now 3rd and 16 from his own 6. High snap. He's going to take it himself, and he's chopped down early. And, again, good play there by McCoy for Glacier Peak. But, Steve, we kind of talk about this Wesco 3A South tonight or later. Again, the 7 o'clock right here is Mount Lake.
Yeah.
Or 8 o'clock, excuse me. I'm not used to 8 o'clock.
I know. We are, so we're just.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
It rolls right off the tongue here.
The nightcapper, the late night with SLSN is Mount Lake Terrace and Edmonds Woodway, right?
It is, and it's a chance for Mount Lake Terrace to really grab hold of a top 2 spot in this league if they can get that win.
Bodkitten kicking off, and back to receive is bunt. Oh, no, that's Smith. And Ethan Smith takes it. Nice job just to hang on. He's got 4 Mavericks. They can't get the youngster down. Oh, baby. Oh, Ethan Smith, all 5'9", $150, and he will not go to the turf.
He wants a running clock. He's trying to get into that end zone. He's trying to get to that 40-point limit.
But talk about the Wesco. Again, you spent a lot of time on the podcast with Kruger and Lammers from the Herald. Talk about this 3A South and what you think is going to happen
really
here.
For Mount Lake Terrace, if they can get the win tonight, they will have already defeated Edmonds Woodway, Meadowdale, and Shorewood. Really not looking at the Glacier Peak game, you could even lose to Shorecrest at that point, and you don't have to worry about a tiebreaker scenario because Shorecrest plays in the conference, but they're really a 2A team, so playoff-wise, it doesn't affect anything. So really, you're getting to the point where all you have left is Linwood if you win tonight. And again, the Glacier Peak game notwithstanding, because both of the top 2 teams make the playoffs or get the automatic bids. I think the team to beat right now, hands down, is Glacier Peak in the South. I don't know if Mount Lake Terrace can run with them right now, but they've got a good chance at number 2 tonight.
Well, first one had Latali, and the second one, Zymus is in the ball game now. Is this your first time to see Zymus?
First time to see him in person. I've watched you guys a little bit, or watched parts of the Snohomish game, and I've seen a little bit of video on him. I try to look for guys on Huddle occasionally, and heard a lot about this kid. So I was curious to see what he looks like in person. And unfortunately, by the time I got here, it was a 38-point game, so I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to see much. But he's impressive.
3rd and 4, Latali with the handoff, and I think he's going to be just short of a first down. So decision time here, 21-yard line, and they're going to go for it. And so Zymus had, again, it's really interesting. Devin Rabo is the starter, and Coach Rowe has always said that, and he's got a lot of things he brings to the table. And then you have Zymus, a freshman. Again, we've been talking how unheard of it is. Just back to the days of Jacob Eason when he was a freshman. Latali gets it, and he gets an Umpqua bank first down. Nice job by Latali to come in to the 15-yard line, and that's a Glacier Peak first down. But if you have next year, even to get a quarterback for 3 years, that's rare.
3 years and 3 years with experience. I mean, the fact that you're getting him some playing time, and it's been quality playing time. You're not exactly waiting until the fourth quarter before you put him in. Rowe's been doing a nice job of getting the 2 of them in together and having them shuttle back and forth a little bit, and that's going to be huge for him next year.
And even Jackson Swim getting some playing time. Latali gets in for a Glacier Peak touchdown. And I'm happy for Billy Latali, the junior. A nice run in, and that's a McDaniels Do-It Center touchdown. And I'm joined by Steve Willits, and that'll get the running clock going at 44-0.
Yeah, we've hit that mark, and it's probably just as well for Meadowdale. Like you said, it's been a tough week for them all around. They were already in a little bit of a rebuild mode anyway, and to lose Drew Tingstad, who, having watched him over the last few weeks, only a junior, he's progressively getting better and better every week. By no means would I call Drew a superstar at this point. He has potential to be there next year, but for them to lose him, I knew this was going to be a rough night. I'd heard about the injury yesterday, and Figured as much, and yeah, unfortunately, if you're a Meadowdale fan, not a great night to be watching your Mavericks.
Well, again, just watching him on video, just seeing Keith Neely again, our good friend, you're going to do the broadcast tonight with. He mentioned it several times. He's a heady kid. He just looks like a heady kid. He didn't make a lot of drastic mistakes. Kind of knew when to throw the ball, when to get it away, when to run it himself. He just seemed like the game was slowing down for him.
He's getting more comfortable. I mean, that was game number 3 last week. Haven't seen him in game number 1. And boy, when your first start ever at the high school level on Friday Night Lights is against Lake Stevens, that's a tough task. And he did a nice job in that game, but it was they were a little overmatched, obviously. That's the number 2 ranked team in the state. And then he came out the next week and played Mount Lake Terrace, and you could see him getting better. He from week 1 to week 2, and then by last week he was really starting to come around. So I'm disappointed for him. I think it would have been nice to see what he could do this year, but I guess if you're looking for a positive with a kid's injury, you're always happier to see it be a non-senior than otherwise, because those are the kids that never get to put on the uniform again.
Ramsey again will not put it up in the air, and it's taken by the up guy right there, and they'll start again. They've been starting quite a bit around the 34-yard line. So do you want to make a prediction? Do you think Glacier Peak has enough to make it interesting against the Wolverines next week?
You know what? That's a tough task.
What?
I mean,
come on, Willits.
What do you think? Do you think
I know you didn't win the Herald Cup and the predictions.
I'm only one game back right now, by the way.
I know.
So
I heard
I'm coming
that.
on strong right now.
I heard that.
No, those teams are they're playing on a different level. I mean, we saw it last week. They're two of the better teams in Wesco 3A, Marysville Pilchuck and Arlington, both just getting demolished. Arlington was down 49-0 at halftime to Eastside Catholic, and then you had O'Day was 42-0 ahead at halftime on Marysville Pilchuck, and those are 2 quality teams. So to compete with the Kingco boys and Bellevue at that, Bellevue still they're going through some rough times right now, but they're still Bellevue, and they're I don't have to tell you guys that you've played them 2 or 3 times over the last few years.
We've gotten just demolished. Glacier Peak is they've hung in there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They've had some positive things, but they are just a whole nother level, which everybody knows about and talks about. It's just now everybody knows what's going on, or maybe an inkling of it. And by the way, that was a great Meadowdale Maverick first down. I think one of the rare first downs tonight. The reception there by Halen Roberts.
Well, and I think the question going into that game next week too for me is, and I certainly have a ton of respect for Glacier Peak. We constantly do our power poll every week in the Herald.
Absolutely.
We have them at number 3 right now, and rightfully so. But I think they've been fortunate, or maybe unfortunate, I don't know yet, in terms of the fact that their schedule's been fairly easy so far.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're looking at. I'm not sure what to make of Snohomish right now. They're a decent team, but they got blown out by Monroe last week.
I know.
Shorewood's not that good. Linwood's not that good, and now you're playing a depleted Meadowdale team. I almost wonder if you're Glacier Peak, if you wouldn't have rather had a little bit of a tougher opponent in one of those first 4 games just to prepare for Bellevue.
Well, and if you talk to some of the coaches, they agree with you. As we start the 4th quarter here, 45-0. Scott Oshman joined our special guest here, Sound Live Sports Network, Steve Willits, and Johnson lets it rip, going deep, and it's nicely played there. The intended receiver, Harrison White, their big receiver. But that was Nate Schwab. Yeah, great job there by Schwab to break that up. Very good position.
Yeah, White's a nice receiver, too. He had over a couple hundred yards last year for them. The returning leader from last year, they lost a few seniors that had more yards, obviously. But, he's a nice player, and for them to bat that ball down, that's a nice play for GP.
2nd and 10 from their own 45. Again, Johnson getting chased now by Plank, and Plank can't catch up. Tries to pass on the run, trying to get to Nate Navlet, and we saw last week the Navlet family on
three
display.
of them, right?
Yeah, and they had quite a night here last week, and it hasn't worked out that way. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Nate, Nick, and Jesse. You got all 3 on the team. Two brothers and a cousin. 2 twin brothers and a cousin.
And then aren't there the Lewises, or there's some, you talked about that? I don't know.
I don't know about the Lewises, but I know the Navlays, it's Nate and Nick are twins, and then Jesse's their cousin.
Man, that's a whole family tree you got to have up here in the booth.
Makes it a lot easier when you don't have to keep looking down at your sheet. You just call out Navlay, and you figure you got a 50-50 shot at being one of the guys.
That makes it easy. I don't know if that was a offside. Nice little screen play over on the far side of the field. They'll pick up 5, and that was to Jason Butler, who's had another reception earlier. But Steve Willett's with us again, so you're going to get ready with Keith Neely. You're going to do the Mount Lake Terrace Edmonds Woodway game tonight. Again, Mount Lake Terrace, let me give you a second to be a proud alum of your boys. 4th and 6 here as they look over. But Steve, before the year, they had a tremendous year last year. Obviously, huge win over Glacier Peak here. Last year's flags are all over the place, but I mean, even you didn't see this coming this year.
I didn't see it coming last year either. And you have to keep in mind, too, I know if you're watching at home and you're a Glacier Peak fan, Glacier Peak, albeit a young school, but already a storied history. I mean, you're always one of the top 1 or 2 teams in the conference. It's a Mount Lake Terrace team that we went the entire decade of the 90s with 9 wins in an entire decade. And it's a team that last year won their first playoff game ever, had never been to the playoffs until 2009. So, yeah, it's a big deal right now for them. And a chance to make history again tonight, as good as last year was, this is a school that has never started a season 4-0.
Wow.
If they win tonight, it's a first.
It's like the Everett Seagulls. I mean, nobody could be rooting harder for the Everett Seagulls. Unleashing, going deep one more time. Boy, Johnson going very down the sidelines there. Again for Nate Navlet, but again, good coverage by the Glacier Peak Jason Swim. Is that Swim out there? Yeah, the quarterback playing a little DB. All right, Steve Willits. Good luck tonight at 8 o'clock. You got to work. I mean, Keith Neely, I tell you, it's tough. It's tough. I tell you, you're going to have your work cut out for you tonight.
Yeah, this is the one game where he's the broadcaster for Edmonds Woodway and I do Terrace, so we rotate based on who has the ball, which is kind of interesting, and it's fun. We have a good time with it, and normally Keith has the advantage. I think 2 years ago we had a 35-0 game, and I hardly had to work.
Really?
Well, we had the nothing.
So Swim does the defensive coverage there, the D-back, and now he hands the ball off, but stuffed is the new running back. That's Devin Kamahara in there. Now another loss here. Good job by the Meadowdale defense. So we'll see, again, Everett Seagulls, fun to watch there.
Big game for them tonight,
historic,
by the way.
And and I do root, Mount Lake Terrace, because of you and everything. The Tony Amayam was a great guy and was very nice to us here at STSPN when we kind of started it out, and always rooting for them. As Swim looks like he's going to take it himself over the left side, and he'll pick up a couple. But I tell people when out-of-towners, when they give me a hard time about being a Seahawk, bandwagoner, I'm like, you got to understand, it's been Seattle Sports Suicide Hotline. There's been no bandwagon to even jump on, so stop. We get to be crazy, weird, whatever, right? The 12s.
That's kind of what it is for Mount Lake Terrace right now, too. It's in the exact same boat. But, I mean, having said that, I'm a Wesco guy through and through, and when you guys are playing Bellevue next week, I won't be there, but I will be. I would love to get on Twitter and see that you guys are up 28-0, and I'd love to see somebody sock it to the Wolverines this year.
A keeper by Swim to the near side. He's to the 30, spins out of a tackle, now through the washing machine, gets out of bounds at the 21. Steve Willits, SLSN, thanks for coming by. Always fun, man. Love talking to you. Great work on the podcast and KRKO and your articles. I mean, I don't know. There's nobody who covers
Can we give a shout-out for those real quick?
Absolutely.
So, we record those podcasts every Monday night. We do our power polls for the top 15 teams in the areas, and those are usually posted Monday night or early Tuesday morning, so you can find that on heraldnet.com. Jump on the radio from 6 to 7 every Thursday night with David Kruger and Aaron Lammers from the Everett Herald, and we talk a little prep football, and obviously because of the success they're having, we talk a lot about Glacier Peak from time to time, and we're very accessible, and we like to talk Wesco football and all about the teams in Snohomish County.
Kamahara takes it up, and I am waiting with just anticipation to hear what is the new David Kruger sound effect going to be next week.
Well, he's got that. He
had the train.
He's doing the train for the Everett Seagulls. He's on the E train, as he likes to call it.
Okay. Well, he had he had a different rendition of something. I'm not quite sure what it was. I think Lammers was trying to duplicate it.
He threw out a kapow the other day.
That's right.
For Jackson. And the funny thing was that we ended up having Joel Vincent, the Jackson coach, on with us last night, and Joel went out and had a beverage with us afterwards, and he loved the kapow. He brought it up during during our time with him. So, yeah, Dave, we don't need a sound machine. We don't need fancy equipment. We just have David make goofy sounds with his mouth, and
All right, we'll check everything out. Steve Willits, appreciate you coming by. Thanks for having us to your
Scott,
house here.
Appreciate it, John.
All right. Steve Willits, SLSN, 45-0, 5:35 left. It's second and fourth. Swims in there. Devin Kamahara. And right now, I think Glacier Peak's just trying to get out of this one healthy. And now we've got all kinds of youngsters in. Again, the roster is being looked at often. Kamahara gets it again, and there's going to be a dead ball foul. So probably no flag on that one. And a lot of education, a lot of teaching now as Big 74 comes off. Josh Queering. Johnny Mack back on the horn here. So
Do I have to talk now?
well, that would be great.
If you put the headset on, you got to talk. He steps on all the cords. He's all tangled up in
Equipment's
everything.
coming down. So let's talk about, what do you think about Bellevue? What do you think about next week?
Well, I'd like to see Bellevue go down just like everybody else would. I don't think there's anybody in the state except for a couple people at Bellevue that would like to see them win. I mean, even when you go to a Bellevue game, there's nobody in the stands for Bellevue except for the band, right? And maybe some of the band parents to watch them.
That has been our experience.
Yeah.
That has been our experience. It's a whole nother level. It would be fun, again, they've been to Veterans Memorial Stadium before, as we get down the 4-minute mark. They've been to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We've had anticipation. We thought we could give them a game. We had a great game. First year we did this in the playoffs. And
in Bellevue.
And
yeah,
in
that
Bellevue,
was actually
do
a
you
good
believe
game.
in miracles and with
Yep.
Elledge with the recovery and everything. As, again, it's 1st and 10 at Umpqua Bank, first down here for Glacier Peak. Who do you think you're going to our adrenaline fundraising player of the game here? That's going to be tough.
You know, I'm looking to the defense on this one. The offense has been doing a lot, of course, and they've been running the ball around, and there's been a lot of participation. But if you want consistent game-affecting players, you got to look at, like, Zach Argue.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, hold on one quick. We'll go to Edmonds Community College, our sideline. Ron?
Yeah, I'm down here on the sideline with a bunch of regular starters from the ball game. You're probably pretty aware that they're all out of the game for now. So
Yep.
Seeing a lot of extra players in there. So it's going to be kind of hard to come up with that player of the game, but I pretty much have to base it on the first half, so I need to figure out what you guys think. I got some good candidates. We got scoring all the way around down here, so let me know what you think.
Jared Tabobo the ball. I need more Tabobo.
You can't get enough.
Jared Tabobo, the 5'4", 175 junior, if that is correct, wearing number 39 as he comes off. First of all, give him the ball just on the name alone, John McClain.
Absolutely, just so you can say it.
Oh, my, that is a broadcasting dream. Tabobo! Oh, that's just too good.
The turban.
The turban, right. That's just too easy.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you could use that.
Kamahara back in there now. Again, you've got all kinds of different players in it. Receiver. And you have Seaver Southern, number 7 on the near side. They give it back to Kamahara. He busts up, and he'll get a few as we get down the 2-minute mark. So, Zach Argue for player of the game. Ron, you kind of had some candidates as well.
Zach or Kranz?
Ricky Kranz. What do you think, Ron?
The truck.
Ron, what do you think? Ricky Kranz, Zach Argue? We see Ron looking at his roster.
It's either that or it's got to be a running back. It's got to be Black or...
Yeah.
Or maybe even Carter, right?
Yeah. Tabobo! Tabobo! To the goal! Almost in! Zach Argue? Zach Argue. I think Zach Argue should get the player of the game. Has he gotten the player of the game on the basketball court? Oh, yeah. Has he?
Yeah, probably.
Well, he's...
Maybe me.
Then, he'll like a new T-shirt. We got to freshen him up. And they're going to probably take a knee as they got an Umpqua Bank first down here. And we will have adrenaline fundraising player of the game, Zach Argue, with Ron the Wedge Henthorn down there. As we're coming up again at 6:54, as Jackson Swim just takes a knee here. Our broadcast next week, check STSPN.com and Everett Herald. We'll be on at 7 p.m. next week. Tim Boyle will be back. We'll be back in our regular chairs there for the Glacier Peak Bellevue game. That'll be homecoming. And in between, if you need a little appetizer before the SLSN game of Mount Lake Terrace, Edmonds Woodway, you can go look out Snohomish Lake Stevens, which is being broadcast right now. And that's going to do it, John McClain. 45-0. And we're going to look down for Ron Henthorn to find our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game. A defensive player. We haven't had that, I don't think, since Big Mo Fafita.
Yeah, I think we've done it once before, and that was last year, right?
And I think it was a game where
and
they
lost. It was controversial.
It was, because there was they lost that game.
Yeah. Mo had an outstanding game, though.
That was a little, on second hand, maybe we shouldn't have done that. He didn't. I don't blame the poor kid. He's at the Air Force Academy now, so what does he care?
Yeah, I just watched the interview with...
Let's look down, see if Ron can get Zach Argue, number 25. It was all Glacier Peak early here, John McClain.
It was all Glacier Peak late.
It was early, it was late, it was early, it was often. But they set the table again. I think Meadowdale, if hopefully they'll get Tingstad, I don't know the injury, but hopefully they can get him back. I think they're going to improve.
Yeah, but Meadowdale, like we said, kind of a rebuilding year for them. I mean, we're used to having a team from Meadowdale with just a...
Here we go. Ron Henthorn, Zach Argue, our player of the game.
Henthorn down here with Zach Argue. Zach, powerful game you played out there on defense.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do much to block me, so I came off the edge free. I was able to make a lot of plays.
Well, you're strong defense in that for the game today, so you weren't scoring any points, but you made a lot of points scored for your team.
Yeah, I mean, I got to owe it all to them. I mean, the offensive line, the defensive line, I couldn't have done anything I did without them.
Well, thank you very much. Hold this shirt up in front of you here when we get a good picture of it. And STSPN player of the game, Zach Argue.
Thank you.
All right, here we go, guys. Back up to you.
Thank you, Ron. The wedge. Nobody does it like the wedge, Steve Willits. Nobody can break a group, an interview, nothing.
It's the people.
It is. In fact, our good friends 1520, they were trying to get an interview from a coach at halftime. They couldn't get through the band, and I was thinking to myself, the wedge would have just broke right through.
Just walked right in. Yeah, and people would have parted. They would have gotten out of his way, too.
45-0. That'll do it for us. We'll stop this, whatever this is.
Dinner time.
John McClain, thank you so much for filling in.
Oh, hey, anytime.
And, again, the five-tool player. But we stretched his skills tonight, but I'm checking on my screen, and good congratulations. We got a 2-unit STSPN now. It's all going live and looks good. Young Josh Elvig, the engineer over there at Veterans Memorial Stadium. So for Leslie McClain on our main camera, Ron Henthorn, Johnny McClain, Todd Elvig. Did I forget anybody? Steve Willits, our special guest. Scott Oshman saying so long, 45-0. We'll see you next week.
Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.